Okay, Sam.
I'd like to call to order Thompson Planning District meeting for January 22nd, 2024. I'd like an approval of the agenda. Councillor Fitzpatrick, Councillor McIver, all in favor? Carried. I'd just like to note that we have Councillor Wong, Councillor Oberdorfer on Zoom, and we have David Hassman from local government district. So welcome, everyone.
We also have Wendy Wolf on the LG.
Okay, we also have Wendy Wolf on Zoom, so thank you all for attending. Next, I would like approval of the agenda.
You just did that.
Councillor Fitzpatrick, Councillor McIver, all in favor?
That's the
I did that, sorry. Adoption of minutes. 3.1 is the Thompson Planning District public hearing, January 8, 2024. Resolution 2024-005, moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick, second by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the public hearing for conditional use Midway Bible Camp, Osquagan Lake, held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, January 8, 2024, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Councillor Fitzpatrick?
Thank you. I'm in favor of this. It's a good story for the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors' comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. (3.2) is adoption of minutes for Thompson Planning District meeting, January 8, 2024. Resolution 2024-006, moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor McIver. Be it resolved that minutes of the Thompson Planning District meeting held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, January 8, 2024, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Councillor Fitzpatrick has
Nothing
moved.
further.
Any other councillors' comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Next, we're going to go to resolutions. 4.1 is a resolution to approve Crown Land General Permit 0004902. Resolution 2004-007, moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Colburn. Whereas the Thompson Planning District Board has been advised of a Crown Land General Permit number 0004902 for change in use in PR Northeast 32-75-2. Now therefore be it resolved that the Thompson Planning District advised the Real Estate Services Division, Manitoba Department of Central Services, the approval of Crown Land General Permit number 0004902 shall be subject to: 1, that confirmation is required that Manitoba Department of Environment and Climate Change that the existing water supply and wastewater collection system meet provincial requirements. 2, that three variances are required from the LGD of Mystery Lake to meet the established bulk regulations, site area, rear yard, and side yard. Number 3, that a conditional use application must have been applied for from the LGD of Mystery Lake to allow for conditional use of the site as a single family residence. 4, that confirmation is required from the Thompson Planning District that all buildings on the site have been inspected accordingly and signed off on for use in occupation by Thompson Planning District Chief Building Inspector. 5, provision of a certificate of approval from Manitoba Hydro to the city's chief building inspector. 6, provision of a engineering report stating that the buildings were built in compliance with applicable building codes submitted to the city chief building inspector. 7, provision of a set of construction drawings for a final occupancy permit submitted to the city's chief building inspector. 8, any future development taking place on the site should aim to mitigate or eliminate potential negative byproducts given the location of the shore of the Grass River to avoid further runoff given after use and the soils. 9, in the future, all appropriate permits must be obtained from the Thompson Planning District or LGD of Mystery Lake prior to any development or construction before approved to take place within the LGD of Mystery Lake, or if appears that has been taken place, insurance by the applicant. Okay, administration.
Yeah, so the planning districts have received the circular. It's for a change in use to the general permit. There's originally a number of buildings on this site, and it appears over time those buildings have been replaced by unapproved buildings that are permanent structures in the LGD Mystery Lake, which is not allowed. That's why it's before the planning district tonight. Our planner for the province prepared a very detailed memo for the board's review and analysis of all things that are not correct with this development, and has made a number of recommendations, to which the city has added a few more recommendations. Those are attached as your attachments to your package, and it's really up for debate this evening by the board on how you'd like to proceed with this development.
Thank you. Board member Fitzpatrick, do you have any comments?
Well, what was this property used for before?
It appears that the property was originally used as a trapper's cabin, and then over time that was demolished and replaced by a permanent residence.
Okay, so somebody just decided to move in there. Does the buildings meet our codes, the city's codes?
That's what we do not have information on, which is why those requirements have been added to the permit requirements.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilor Wong, or board member Wong, sorry.
Thank you, Chair. I just like to make one of the recommendations, since the LGD government put a lot of stipulation into it. So even though after we done all this inspection to allow them to construct the infrastructure of the building, so is it possible for us to do, or at least yearly report from all the environment based on the water and all that? Is it possible, or is it normal practice, or is there something that out of the line?
That would be the requirement of Manitoba Conservation. So it's not something that the board really has jurisdiction on. It's noted for conservation, and it's up to conservation to decide what they're going to do.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments? Councilor Colbert or board member Coleman? Okay.
I'd like to know why the signature was blacked out.
I have no idea. That was done by the province when it was submitted to us.
Any other comments? David Hassman, do you have any comments?
I can just bring a little bit more. This application was a change of assignment originally, which the board approved. One of the conditions of the change of assignment from the previous owner, which was the father of the current owner, was that they had to come into compliance, and hence the change of, it's not really a change of use, it's more of a change of terms that we're doing here. So from our records, the first shed is going to be replaced with the current garage that's there. The house dimensions have increased. A gazebo and a dock were added from the original owner there. So the last use was a primary residence. Way back when, it used to be a trapper's cabin, but for the past 20 some years, it's been a primary residence. So people have lived there full time. And that's about it. That's all I have to offer.
Thank you. Wendy Wolf, did you want to add anything?
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other further comments from councilors? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? This carried. Call for adjournment. Councilor Colbert. Councilor Fitzpatrick, all in favor.
Mr. Hassman and Ms. Wolf are going to be moving now to a regular meeting of council.
Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Now going to move into a regular meeting of council. I'd like to call this regular meeting of council to order on January 22nd, 2024 at 7:02 p.m. I'd like to recognize that we're on Treaty 5 land, ancestral Waste Free Nation, homeland to the Métis, and we are all treaty people. Like the approval of the agenda. Councilor Fitzpatrick. Deputy Mayor Valentino, all in favor? Carried. Next, we're going to go to community comments and feedback.
Robert Chuckby, 52 Rankin. I just want to know the confirmation of the meeting tomorrow for the Aquatic Center proposals. Is that still on tomorrow at 2 o'clock?
Anthony?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a meeting. I
Or
believe it'll be in the room here. The tenders would be open at 2 o'clock. They would be visible on the TV screens, and then they'll take them away for analysis.
Okay, thank you.
Any more community comments, feedback? Third and final time. Any community comments, feedback? Seeing none, thank you. We'll move on to adoption of the minutes. 5.1 is minutes from the regular council meeting, January 8th, 2024. Resolution 2024-008, moved by Councilor Fitzpatrick, second by Councilor Tom. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in Council Chamber City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, January 8th, 2024, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Councilor Fitzpatrick, moved. Any other comments on the minutes? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Yeah. Carried. Five point two is adoption of minutes for the committee of the whole meeting, January 15th, 2024. Resolution 2024-009, moved by Councilor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councilor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of council held in Council Chamber City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, January 15th, 2024, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Councilor Fitzpatrick. Any other councilors, comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. We're now going into resolutions. 6.1 is a resolution to approve accounts receivables owing from Princeton Towers receivership 5409676, Manitoba Limited and Polar Properties. Resolution 2024-010, moved by Counselor Colburn, second by Counselor McIver. Whereas Princeton Towers receivership 5409676 Manitoba Limited and Polar Bear Properties has gone through the discharge process, and not all of the outstanding balances that were owed to the city of Thompson have been paid. Now therefore be it resolved that council authorize Assistant Financial Officer to cancel accounts receivable Princeton Towers receivership 5409676 Manitoba Limited Polar Bear Properties in the amount of $24,383. Go to administration then.
Thank you, Mayor. This is to write off the amounts that were prior to the receivership being filed with the courts, and anything prior to 2019 was not allowed to be part of that settlement. So this is to get rid of that.
Thank you. Councilor Colburn is the mover. Comments?
Thank you, Mayor. So this is prior to 2019. Who were the owners then?
Anthony?
The owners were the numbered company in the Polar Bear Properties.
Same company,
Yes.
and now they want us to write off that money.
No, so Councilor, if you remember, so this is the one that went to the, yes, there's no one to collect it from because they're bankrupt. So the city received a settlement, I believe, of $4 million, just over $4 million. And this is what the judge did not allow to be included. So this has no way to be paid now, which is why it has to be written off.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried.
Thanks.
6.2 is a resolution to endorse the reconstitution of the Northern Manitoba Roundtable. Resolution 2024-011, moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick, second by Councillor Chong. Whereas in 1995, the Ministry of Women Affairs signed a memorandum of understanding with representatives from MKO and the Northern Association of Community Councils and the Northern Urban Industrial Communities, establishing a Northern Manitoba Roundtable. The table would also have 3 representatives from the government of Manitoba. And whereas it has been identified by Northern municipalities, First Nations, and Northern Affairs communities and organizations the importance for the North to speak with a united voice when it comes to issues of mutual concern. Now therefore be it resolved that council endorses the reconstitution of the Northern Manitoba Roundtable. Administration.
Yeah, so the Northern Manitoba Roundtable was an organization that was set up, like it said, in the 90s. The representative from the city at the time would have been Mayor Kamaski. And it represented the urban industrial communities, as well as a number of the First Nations and Métis communities. And its purpose was to really advocate for all those communities with one voice down to the government. And there's requirements under the MOU that once the roundtable's in sitting, that the government has to consult with it 4 times a year. So there's been ongoing discussions over the last few years that it was effective at the time, and there's been a desire to reconstitute it. Some preliminary meetings were held about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where there was a commitment from multiple organizations to do so, which is why it's being brought forth to council tonight. If council endorses this, the other organizations are also planning to pass resolutions. And then we'd be sending a letter to the premier, letting him know that the table has been reconstituted and requesting an initial meeting to discuss northern issues.
Thank you. Councillor Fitzpatrick, as a mover.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I'm in favor of this. As a Northern Director for the AMM, I can see the benefit of collaborating with all the other municipalities and our First Nations partners. So I'm going to endorse this.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Here. 6.3 is a resolution authorizing administration to allow access to the check register information to Ron Manager. Resolution 2024-012, moved by Councillor Chong, seconded by Councillor McIver. Be it resolved that council authorizes Chief Financial Officer to allow Mr. Matichak access to the background information on the following. Check number 100365512 CIBC and check number 0036330 to Pauline Smook. Administration. Lynn?
Thank you, Mr. Smith. The memo that I did prepare outlines the specific information that we are authorized to automatically give to any citizen coming in asking for it. Specific details of each individual check contained in the check register is not one of those items without specific approval of council. So that's why the resolution is before you.
Thank you. Councillor Chong is the mover.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have no problem to support this resolution because under the Freedom of Information Act, the citizens have the right to know that our expenditure. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Councillor Wong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have a question and then I will have a comment. The first question is, under this Municipal Act Section 261, subsection 1. So it looks like we must provide those information to the public if they're asked for. Why do we need to have a resolution for releasing this information?
Thank you. We'll go to administration.
Simply because specific details of the check register of each check that's issued is not included in that list in the municipal act.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a comment?
My comment is appreciate the administration take a step to do this because for years we've been trying to get information and we always get a roadblock. So finally we have administration willing to be practicing the transparency, accountability to the public. That's a good sign for us to moving forward. And I thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, Deputy Mayor Valentina.
Thanks, Mayor Smook. Thanks for this new information on how we do things. I appreciate this bringing this forward because this isn't the information we had before. However, I hope that we don't have this as a continuing practice because I also think that we have to not have any kind of like a conspiracy theory towards our finance department or our CFO, because it's okay for us to show our checks and our check registries, but that's their job, is to ensure things are done properly and they provide us the information, and it's the duties of council. So I appreciate this through the municipal act, but I also, by supporting it, because it's new information, I don't want it to be looked upon that I would think that things weren't done in a proper manner from our CFO or our finance department. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point 4 is a resolution to approve the land transfer of 335 Uniper Drive, KNRC. Resolution 2024-013, moved by Councillor Chong, seconded by Councillor Fitzpatrick. Be it resolved that council approve the transfer of land legally described as follows. The city of Thompson is registered owner, subject to entries recorded hereon in the following described land. At Thompson and being Lot 1 Plan 50748 PLTO, excluding all means, minerals, and other matters as set forth in the Crown Lands Act in 78-3 WPM to Thompson Neighborhood Renewal Corporation for the sum of $26,083.13. Go to administration.
So this is a housekeeping resolution on a land sale that's been ongoing for multiple years. Previous councils had sold this land to the Thompson Neighborhood Renewal Corporation, but the land transfers had never been executed by the TNRC at that time, as the families that were gonna move into the house had changed. So this would be the third time that we'd be passing this, but this time it would go directly to the Thompson Neighborhood Renewal Corporation. This is part of an agreement that would be brought forth. So the administration will sit on this until we either receive the taxes paid in full or the agreement is brought forth for council for approval. So it's really just an additional step in getting this land transfer cleaned up.
Thank you. Councillor Chong, comment?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. According to our previous meeting, the direction became to the consensus that we agreed to the land transfer, provided the party agreed to enter the payment agreement to all the outstanding interest and property taxes. Have the city enter the written agreement.
Okay.
No, so that written agreement hasn't been, that would still have to be brought to council. So if council wanted to table this and wait for that written agreement, that could be done. Like I said, the administration wouldn't actually sign the paperwork to move forward until the other stipulation was met.
Thank you. I should suggest to a table this until we see the attachment for the written agreement.
Anthony?
Yeah, so if the council puts forward a motion to table, you need a seconder. You vote on that and then it'd be tabled and you'd give us a date to bring it back.
Do we have a seconder to table this agreement, Councillor Wong?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I will second it.
Okay. And we have a date to bring it back?
For the next council meeting.
I'd recommend either the 12th of February or the 26th.
Do you think we can have the agreement by the 12th of February?
That would be up to TNRC. If it is not prepared, we would then administratively bump it to the 26th.
So right now, we are going to table this until the 12th of February unless the agreement is not in place at that time.
Thank you, I
I
appreciate
believe you need to take a vote on the
Yeah.
motion table.
Okay. Who all's in favor of tabling this? Okay, carried. Thank you. Next, we're gonna call for adjournment. Just before I do, I'd like to mention to people that the weather is going to get really warm this weekend. -5, -4. It's just gonna be when streets get really slippery and very careful. So please be careful out there. Watch for the children. They're out there having a great time right now, not paying attention to vehicles. So let's all take care. And I'd like to call for adjournment. Councillor Fitzpatrick, Deputy Mayor Valentino, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we finished that? Okay, just a reminder, this coming weekend is ballet night at Norman North Stars hockey game. Ballet will be there with information. It's free to get into the hockey, so everybody please show up. Thank you.